Oh, my name is Paragon Don, and welcome to another episode of Pull Up 3.
I am Janae.
And I'm Jay Trent.
It's funny because I definitely did that backwards. Um, but today we'll do the usual, talking about the team recaps. Unfortunately, there's some players who have gotten injured recently. We'll talk about potential Olympic substitutions and All-Star voting, because that is very soon. So, as always, Jay Trent.
Hold
Yes.
on, hold on. I think we should do something different today because I feel like we've been like, all of our teams are doing bad. And you know what? Like, I'm actually a little.
Wait. I don't know. Your team has won four out of their last
Good.
six games.
I'm actually in the winners column, but y'all are not doing good. And that's okay. I don't want to brag today. But instead, I think something fun we should do is instead of just talking about we can still go through each team, but I think we should go through each team and describe the team in 1 to 3 words and then talk about somebody who's like underrated on our team and who maybe should get more playing time
On each team?
on each team. Yeah.
All right, bet. Well, then I can do you one better. Hold on. Let me I'm gonna put every team in a spinner wheel, and this is how we're gonna decide.
Oh, and another rule, you can't use the same word or words for like multiple teams. Like you can't be like the Sun are defensive minded and the Seattle Storm are defensive minded. This spinner is so funny.
Click the spin or control enter. All right, bet. Oh wait, I'm just going.
You're fighting for your life with the spinner.
I was. No way. Okay. I was like, damn, if we started with Atlanta anyway, that was gonna be crazy.
Um,
How many words can we use?
one to
Three.
three,
One
three
to
maximum.
three. Um, Indiana, I'm going to say they are um dysfunctionally exciting.
Excitingly dysfunctional.
Yes.
Oh, you would have thought that I would have like thought about my words before I suggested this, but I did not. I was planning to just like pick the teams and make y'all do it. Um, we are rising, fever rising. That's our hashtag. I'm gonna use rising. Yeah.
You still a swag.
Um,
So
for I'm gonna say finding the balance
I need a
because
balance.
that's
Wow.
that's what that's when I watch them, especially like the game that they played. Actually, the last couple games that they played against us and against Chicago. So it looks like their battery is finding out how to work together
I'm very proud of
because it
them.
looks. Yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, they're not like they're not, great in terms of the standings right now. But um
To
I
really
think
catch
Caitlin
it
and
better.
yeah, and I think Caitlin and Aaliyah learning how to play off each other. Like Caitlin is learning where Aaliyah wants the ball, how to get her the ball, and Aaliyah is getting more comfortable playing with the ball even in like even if she like slipping screens or playing out the short roll, like I just like the way that they playing, and she's still anchoring that defense, which she was doing from the beginning. It was just the offense that was kind of slow.
I
So
also
I
oh my
like that.
bad. I
No, go ahead.
also feel like I think the people on the team were like, oh yeah, Aaliyah was our best player last year. And it's just like oh yeah, I forgot about that. Hey, we won 13 games last year because of you. Okay, I forgot about that.
Okay.
If we're gonna talk about underrated, oh, is that what we're doing next? Underrated?
Yeah, who's an underrated player on the team?
Um, I'm gonna say Celeste Taylor. Um, I mean, there are definitely times where uh we talk about the guards and the fever like food, and like she gonna hold it down. She gonna do anything, she gonna guard. So I don't know. She hasn't gotten a lot of minutes lately, which is like not don't nobody not everybody play on a team. So I mean I can't really be too mad. But I am surprised with the start that they had that she didn't just have so that Chrissy Sides didn't just have some times where it was like, well, let me see what this girl can do. We down 30. Um, at least not as often as she did. So, but we'll see.
I'm gonna go with Timmy Fagbenley, which could be like a bit of a cop out answer because she's been injured. But I think I'm interested to see how Christy Sides works her into those lineups once she's healthy. Because she runs the floor in a similar way to the bigs that Caitlin was playing with when she played at Iowa. So that gives them a little more diversity with the way that they want to run things. Um if Aaliyah's on the bench or if Nalissa's on the bench, they can still um play around with their front court rotation.
Um, she's an interesting pick because Siobhan was actually talking about how when she gets back, she wonders if Christy will go big and put Aaliyah, Melissa, and Timmy out on the floor. And I'm very like kind of intrigued by that because I don't know, I feel like you could do so many things, especially like I feel like our defense will obviously be better. And so like they could speed the game up a little bit more. So I'm like really curious to see how that would work. Um my underrated player is you guessed it, Aaliyah Boston. Until we start until Aaliyah Boston starts getting the credit that Caitlin Clark gets, she will continue to be underrated.
So we in that wheel.
Yeah.
Connecticut. 1 to 3 words to describe Connecticut. That's Trench Baby
Um,
City.
That's
um,
that's a good word. That's a good word. Hmm. You can go, Jay. I don't know what mine is yet.
okay, I'm gonna say run the table just because when I watch them play, I feel like they never gonna lose again. Like it's the way they when I watch they play like they dominate. Like no matter who they play, like they're both ends of the floor is just like they just locked in. So and like there's like no weakness in their starting five, and they got you know a couple solid pieces coming off the bench too. It's just yeah, it's just that they're the team to beat right now, in my opinion.
Um, um, I want to call them silly goofy because I feel like I feel like when I watch them play, they like sometimes they're not playing serious, and then they'll be like, "Okay, y'all, like let's be fucking for real," and then like they turn it on, and it's like, "Why didn't y'all start with that?" So I just feel like they're always in a silly, goofy mood.
I would also describe them as out the mud maidens, just because they gonna figure that shit out. They gonna do that shit the hard way, but it works itself out in the end. I mean, they what 11-1 right now for a reason. Like it's a fantastic team. It's historical seasons on that side. DeWanna Bonner is looking incredible for her age. Um, Players are stepping up dramatically. Like they look good. My underrated player is Ty Harris. Um, I think, you know, Alyssa Thomas is getting her fanfare and deservedly so for the season she's had. Dejanay is getting a lot of fanfare for like improving as much as she has, and being like their third option at this juncture, while also being a depoy candidate at the guard position. DeWanna Bonner is, of course, again, like I said, like amazing at her age. No one knows when she's going to slow down. But I think Ty Harris's growth in all aspects of her game has also led to Connecticut being the team that they are. Um, so yeah, that is my underrated player.
Mine is also the Connecticut Sun are 13-1. So you need to respect their historic start. My underrated player is Bree Jones. I love Bree Jones. And it's just so funny because I feel like I talk about Aaliyah being a back to the basket baby, but like Bree Jones, if she get that drop step on you, you're cooked. Like it's over for you. So she's and two, I feel like she's often the one that like kind of quietly gives them momentum. Like they need a bucket. Bree Jones gets going, and then everybody else is like, all right, like let's take some shots. Let's get it going. So she's my underrated player.
My choice was also Bree Jones, but uh, since uh, since since Jermaine said Bree Jones and Don said Ty Harris, I'm going to say I'm going to say Tiffany Mitchell. Like I can appreciate the spark that she brings off the bench, even if her shot not falling, um even at the guard position, she'll crash the board. She'll get rebound. Um, I like the way that she sees the floor on offense. She moves well without the ball. So that's my pick.
I'm surprised the man ain't say Rachel Banner.
Bro, low key, no, low key though. If I did pick, Tiffany Mitchell was also my second choice. My second choice though would have been Rachel Bandham because honestly, I feel like she's playing like she's playing better than she did in Minnesota. In Minnesota, I was like, girl, you're unserious. But like in Connecticut, like she plays defense. I mean, she shoots the ball well. Like I kind of like Rachel in Connecticut. And I know she's not like getting a ton of like consistent minutes, but um I feel like with the minutes that she's given, like she goes out there and she like makes attempts. Like I don't feel like she's just on the floor getting cardio.
Rachel Banner, we see you. Jay Lana.
Okay, let's see. 3 words for the Atlanta Dream. Somebody got to shoot. Somebody like this is, and I'm actually in a relatively good mood with regards to the Dream because um of the starting lineup change. But my issue with that, I think that was the right move because I think Cheyenne Parker Tyus has played much better off the bench. I think she's more comfortable playing the five than she is playing the four next to Tina Charles. Um, the problem now is our offense with this new starting five because teams are closing out on Ryan Howard. They're closing out on Alicia Gray. Um, Tina Charles can get hers, but teams are not worried about Haley Jones or Nia Coffey right now, offensively, because they've been more reluctant to shoot with Haley. That's kind of always been the case. But I think Nia Coffey was a more willing outside shooter last year. So I think that'll be where we can improve outside of Jordan Canada eventually returning is either Haley Jones or Nia Coffey being willing to shoot from the outside.
I think my words to describe the Atlanta Dream will be half and half. Um, there are some days them niggas look really good. I mean, like compete with anybody. I don't know. I feel like Atlanta just plays their level of competition a lot. Um, if them niggas play against the Mystics, they gonna play like they playing against the Mystics. If they play against the Sun, they gonna play like they playing against the Sun. It's I don't know. Jay, you mentioned this last episode, but you never really know which dream is gonna show up on a game-to-game basis. They have times where they look really good, and they have times where they look like these niggas ain't never hooped with each other before, and it's their first time getting together. Um, but Jordan Canada on the way. She posted that pic. It says soon, so she better put on that cape and say, "Get in my bag." Everyone's getting shots.
That's so funny. Um, she needs to come back. My word really was gonna be shoot the damn ball. Um, because no, like Don said, like I feel like they be on the floor and they be like looking around, like like when you're like when you're like 5 years old and you're like learning how to play basketball and you're like looking to the coach to tell you to do something with the ball and you're just like looking around like, okay, what do I do next? Like that's how I feel like they all always look. And it's like y'all have played like this is y'all job. Like do y'all know that y'all are getting paid to be here? Everybody except Tina Charles and Aerial Powers. They the only two that's like, well, if you're gonna give it to me, let me go ahead and take it. But yeah, they just really need to shoot the ball. It's kind of getting funny because it's like, why are y'all acting like that? And two, I feel like at some point in the game, usually somehow in the third quarter, they're like, oh yeah, we remember how to play. You were right. Actually, I won Rookie of the Year. Let me go ahead and get out there. Like, where was you at?
Underrated player for the Dream.
I'm gonna go with Naz Hillman. And one reason I love the aggressiveness that she plays with, especially on the boards and on defense. Um, I would not be surprised and I think, hold on, let me make sure that I give proper credit here. There was an article on Swish Appeal from SB Nation about the Nas lineups being more productive. And I wonder if once Jordan Canada is able to play, that they'll go with Nas at the four instead of Nia Coffey. I'd be interested to see that just to see what it looks like.
I think my underrated player is Cheyenne. Uh, I know we kind of make jokes about her being a big guard. She's
Being a big guard.
not necessarily a big guard, but I think when like she's committed to the game plan. And like when she locked in, she was really good at basketball. Like she was an all-star last year for a reason. Um, sometimes she's a funny basketball player. And like sometimes by funny it is derogatory, but like she is good at basketball and like that cannot be denied. So yeah, I like her a lot. Like I said, she was an all-star last year for a reason. I think that can kind of get lost at times. But yeah, that's my Miss Underrated.
Um, I speak about her derogatorily often. But I feel like I have to pick Aerial Powers. Her game again is not one of my favorites. Like she is so chaotic. But it works most of the time. And two, I just love that like she is always ready to bring the energy for Atlanta. Like whether she does something right or wrong, like she is always like let's turn up, let's get back into this game. And I feel like that's something like as a team, I feel like Atlanta is pretty like quiet, pretty like chill. And I feel like that's kind of energy they need to kind of like keep them going. So I'm gonna say AP is my underrated player.
See that spin. Washington. I'm going to say thanks for playing because you try your damnedest every day. And I can't do nothing but respect this. Now, I will say, if I'm thinking about this correctly, are they now on a 2-game win streak or something?
They are.
Yes, yes.
They are.
If they get to 3 today,
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Because they play my team today. Be respectful. Hold on.
I said if. I said if. I said if. By the time this come out, I don't know. So yeah, they got a chance to win 3 straight games for I ain't got the shit in front of me, but I feel like it's been a minute. I don't remember them winning 3 straight games last year. um
No,
I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but I don't
they
remember. Um
were the seventh seed.
but yeah.
They were. It's just I get it. Like I know what you mean because this is such a different team. But last year, like, and that's the reason I was higher on them going into this season because they had like some holdover, but like they lost the main thing. Like
I feel
they
like
lost.
even if they kept like losing, I think the problem really was losing Natasha Cloud. Like EDD was like yeah, that's a loss, but I feel like them losing Natasha Cloud was like arguably more impactful.
Yeah, I think it's tough to argue that because she's the table setter. Like
Yeah.
she runs the offense. So like they basically lost both parts of their battery.
Just change it to go back. Go back. Just change it to 2023.
Oh, thanks for being smarter than me. All right. So these niggas
They did
can...
not win 3 straight.
Oh,
They
wait.
did.
Oh, wait. They have not won 3 straight games in a
It is
year.
about the same timeline. I don't want to see
Oh
that
no.
because they need to respect my
Oh
team.
no. They might lock in. This might be when they lock in every year.
They don't need to lock in on my team. Who is the Atlanta Deladon? Yeah, they're cooked. They're cooked. They're cooked. They're not. They're
Deladon
cooked.
led them in scoring in this whole time. Okay. So yeah. My word is thanks for playing. I mean, they'd be in damn near every game. It's just that CT ball, tank ball happens in the fourth. And I don't know how much of it they do on purpose. And how much of it they really trying to get Page. But Dallas is also in the running for Page, which we'll talk about later, because they wasn't supposed to be. But yeah, it's looking kind of crazy over there, but I respect the spirit.
My word for them is gonna be just calm down. Like I swear every time they get to the fourth quarter, like it's like they just be too turned. Like calm down. Like you can win the game. Just hold the ball. Like it's gonna be okay. I don't know what be going through their head. But yeah, that's my word. Calm down.
Jay, did you give your word?
I did not. I'm thinking. Um, find the offense. When you need a bucket, where are you going? I think that's like the offensive hierarchy has to be established. And I don't know if I guess I can just roll this into my underrated player because I've been vocal about her being my favorite player on this team and my favorite rookie in this class. Um, it's Aaliyah Edwards for me. Um, she appears to like the aggressiveness that she attacks the rim with. I think is going to be key to Washington finding where they're going to when games get close because I really don't think they're tanking. I think they're just bad. And I think that and a lot of that is, you got a young team, you lost a lot of parts. You have to learn how to close games. And they just haven't done that yet. But I think um Aaliyah Edwards being able to get to the basket and get those timely buckets is going to be key for them. And I think that they're starting to figure that out and starting to lean into that. So those are my words and my underrated play.
Forever be 30-year-old rookie Julie Vanloo. I don't know why I did that. She is not black. I love her. She is so like she also low-key plays really chaotic. Like, if they need somebody to shoot the ball and the clock running down, she's just gonna let it fly. Like she don't even care. She don't care where she at on the floor, who in front of her, who open, who not open. She's gonna shoot the ball. And I respect that for her because I also think she's like a very good facilitator. And when the game where Brittany Sykes came back, she came off the bench, and I feel like that helped them a lot because sometimes I feel like that second unit kind of gets lost, or at least like the rotations that the Mystics man be putting out there to be getting a little lost. So I feel like she does a good job of like facilitating. So Julie Van Loo.
My underrated player is someone who has not got to play much this season. Shakira Austin. We won't forget about you. I'll make sure of it. When she is on that floor, that lady is impactful. She has not got a chance to show that much, unfortunately, due to a reoccurring hip injury that I hope goes away because that is unfortunate. And I cannot even imagine how much that shit probably hurt. Because hips, that shit, the central part of your body. That shit where everything start and end. So yeah. When she's on, she's very good. Has she had like a healthy season by now, I feel like she could have been an all-star already. So like,
Agree,
yeah,
for sure.
she's very good. And one season, I know she's gonna get to display it to the full effect at a certain point. And yeah, she deserves it. I mean, she's the full package. So let's hit that wheel. Los Angeles Sparks. I just want to say first before we do this, prayers up for Cam. Uh, Lord knows my girl just tore her ACL, and that shit did not look pretty. Non-contact injuries always suck because it's like, what could you have really done? Um, yeah, she just planted her wrong, and that was just it. So, she was supposed to play in the Olympics in 3v3. Uh, and I think she's already won a gold with them in that before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So like, she's really good at basketball. And she was having a promising rookie of the year or rookie of the year campaign. I don't know if she would have necessarily gotten it, but like she was already game changing defensively as soon as she stepped on the court. So yeah, I wish her a very speedy recovery. As far as my 3 words, it is get De'Erica help. That girl is having an MVP caliber season, and it will never be respected because them niggas is gonna be like 10 and 40.
My 3 words and my underrated player is all in one is let Rakia cook. Every time she tries to run that offense, she get out there and she look confused. I hate it. Let her just hoop. I don't care what the play is. Just let her do whatever she want to do because nobody else will do anything else. And that's it.
Um, damn, now I gotta think. Okay, let's see.
How much do we want to bet that Jay's underrated player is Ari McDonald?
Ah,
My underrated player is 100% Ari McDonald. But before we get to that, my 3 words is who's the PG? Like I I do get confused sometimes when I watch their offense. It feels a lot of time that they let De'Erica make plays out of the high post, which I mean it's fine because they don't really have a um a point guard in the traditional sense. So maybe they don't need a PG. Maybe I mean they will eventually once they're like looking to be competitive. But for now, I mean, let I mean the Erica, she doing her thing, so I can't be mad at it. Um, yes, my underrated player is absolutely Aaron McDonald. It I she had I think she had 14 points in her first start yesterday, so good for her. Um, and
14-4 and 7 assists. So maybe Ari is the point guard.
maybe she is. Maybe she is. I hope that they can. I hope they get something figured out. And I'm still rooting for her. So yeah.
she will be one of the few bright spots. My underrated player, which may be a cop out, is actually Rakia Jackson. It might not be underrated to us because if you've been watching us for long enough, we talk about her all the time. But I think in like this Rookie of the Year campaign that's going on, of course you have Caitlin. I mean, you had Cam just because like, what she was doing. You had Angel, and then like people started talking about Aaliyah as of late, and like Cam was probably the if off the top of my head, she was playing with the only rookie that really had more fanfare than her. I mean, Camilla is too, but Camilla was also out for a month. Um, so like I just feel like she got put on so much of a lower totem pole, but we talk about it all the time. 3 level score can really do anything. I need Kurt Miller to start giving her the ball and just being like this and just calling ISOs and whatever play they was gonna do, yeah, just scrap it. I need somebody on the sideline just yell, "Do our ass!" and just let Rakia and them get busy. So yeah, that's my underrated player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that at least one of y'all would pick Ricky Jackson. I know it ended up being both. But yeah, she's such a complete scorer. Like she can get to any shot she wants. So yeah, just let her rock. Like it don't have to be every possession, but every now and then, just like you said, let her do her thing.
The
You
Sparks
know,
got
um, since I will pick someone else, even though I still think they should let her go. I'm gonna pick Lee Yaru. I'm really in my big bag right now. Except AP. Julie Van was even. Anyway, Lee Yaru, because apparently this is only like her second or third season actually playing in the W. Um, and I feel like she's doing pretty good for someone like of her size. Like, I feel like the problem with bigger bigs is that sometimes the footwork is not there. But I feel like she's done a good job, you know, being able to defend like, excuse me, Aaliyah and Bree Jones. And I mean, obviously they still getting their stuff off, but I think she's like done a good job, like staying with them and also like being aggressive when she wants to score. So yeah, I would pick Lee as my underrated player.
Unfortunately, the Sparks do not have many underrated players to pick from because they stink for reasons. So it was bound. Somebody was bound to want to pick something that somebody else had. Let's see what that wheel talking about. Seattle. Um, my words for Seattle are uh, hmm, Shake Back
Um,
City. I think they, they got a bunch of players that's really trying to like, I know they got two all-stars that just came in free agency, but Neck ain't been on a good team in a minute. All thumbs down to Derek Fisher because it's your fault. Um, Skylar Diggins had to deal with the debacle in the Mercury, so all thumbs down to the Mercury. Um, and Joel basically had to play carry me all season last year after losing Brianna. Um, so like, and you just got a couple other players like trying to prove themselves and find themselves in different ways. Jordan Horston's having their pretty good year. Like Ezzy was an all-star last year, but she's doing what she got to do. Victoria Vivians, or is it? Yeah, like she's doing a great job there. Um, so yeah, they shaking back. They getting right, and they started off slow, and people was writing them off, but I never faltered.
my word for story is be fucking for real because y'all about to piss me off. Like, what are we doing? I don't like obviously they have to like keep figuring out how to mesh, but it's just like sometimes they be going out there and I just be feel like they don't be giving no effort. Like, why is Skylar Diggins Smith the only person? Is Skylar Diggins Smith and Ezzy the only people giving me anything? The rest of y'all, wake it up. And that's just the starters. I'm not talking about the bench, just the starters. Like, what? Let's be serious. Let's be serious.
My word is ride the defense. Because right now, I mean, that's kind of like that's what it's been. That's what they kind of been trending toward. Um, what I was seeing from Ezzy Magwell before her injury, like she was looking like defensive player of the year. So, um, so you got her, and you got Nneka Ogwumike in your front court, who, um, when she's on, still is like. So, and then you got, your I think Jewel Lloyd is a pretty good defender on the ball, and I think Skylar can be too. It just depends on. It does seem matchup dependent sometimes for them, and like it. I think that's got to be their base because obviously they got players that can score, but you got to let your defense carry you. So that's what they should lean into to me.
Underrated player. Oh,
Mine is Jordan Horston.
I figured.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. No,
You
actually, it
could
was gonna
you
be
could do that to Jay, and I can't do that to you.
respectfully. No, yeah, it's Jordan Horston. I love her. And two, I feel like too, she's like bringing like really good energy. Um, and then I feel like it's not always reflected in the stats, but like she does so much, I think, on the defensive end that like gets Seattle going. Um, and so yeah, I just like would like to see her get more minutes.
Um, sorry, my underrated player is also Jordan Horston, but and it's mostly just because I feel like ideally for um for Seattle to get to whatever when they're in late game situations, what I feel like their closing lineup should be. I know that um they've been starting Victoria Vivian's, but I think that the closing five eventually. I don't know if they'll get to that this season. Maybe they will by the end of the season or during the playoffs or whatever. But I feel like the fifth next to Skylar, Jewel, Ezzy, and Nneka, I feel like Jordan Horston should be the fifth.
Damn, I'm stealing swag. But Jordan Houston is also an underrated
Y'all
player.
don't like nobody else on the team?
Here's the thing. I can't pick Skylar Diggins because I can't pick Skylar Diggins, NECA, or
You can pick Skylar Diggins because low-key, I feel like she's been doing a really good job. Especially the like from where she started at the beginning of the season, like she's definitely made a lot of progress.
I
And
ain't
she's
want to.
coming out with pregnancy.
I didn't want to pick none of the big three because I felt like they had expectations because they're the big three. But I will listen to you. So I will pick Skylar Diggins. Um, you know, like you said, she's coming off a pregnancy and a lot of things with Phoenix, and like I can imagine the not only a physical toll but the mental toll that she's had to deal with. That she also started the season off slow, so people are kind of like looking at her a little bit funny. But like she's really balled out the last couple weeks, and it's a big reason why they have made their turnaround. And like even when they were getting dogged out for the Mercury, like when they made that run at the end of the game to even like potentially cut it close, like Skylar was all of that. So they were getting there, and they're gonna get there, and it's gonna be mainly because of her, or not mainly, but she's extremely important part. So um, I'm excited.
Also, my underrated player can just be Ezzy because I already said why because of the defense she anchors in. So
Yeah, I wanted to say Ezzy, but I felt like that would have been too easy.
Uh,
For
uh,
Dallas, I don't need 3 words. Bubble wrap. Dear
yeah,
heavens.
mine is can't get right, and it's for the same reason. So
Injuries have really ruined a lot of their momentum. I know a lot of blame, we talked about this before. A lot of blame is going to get placed on Enrique for the way she shoots, but like, when you missing your second best player and Satu, arguably your third best player in Natasha Howard, or fourth, wherever you want to put her. Um, and now Maddie's hurt, and like you keep having to sign hardship contracts for players, and which is another reason why I feel like they need to have 15 people on the roster because they would not have to do hardship contracts as often as they do if they just added 3 more spots to the roster. Like three people get hurt on a team at a time every year. Like this is not new. I don't know why Kathy be acting like that's some crazy thing to do, but um, yeah, uh, it's not really nobody fault on that team. I really hope their coach doesn't really get blamed for their start because I feel like it's really easy to blame coaches. Um, I just think some of the play. I think however long Enrique is out, I mean, she could come back tomorrow. I mean, they said she was out day to day, but like, um, I think them getting the ball and being forced to make plays will build up more confidence for when they need to shoot the ball when Enrique is there. Um, if y'all look that girl off, it's okay. It'd be like that. She look y'all off all the time. And so, and it's because y'all don't do what y'all need to do. So I bet you should start giving y'all that ball more if y'all do what y'all got to do. Um, but yeah, it's really not nobody's fault. It's just the injury gods are not on their side this year. But you will be rewarded with Paige.
Mm. My word was also bubble wrap. My underrated player. Who do I want to pick? Who do I want to pick? It's Maddie Segrist. It's just it was no. Who else could it be? I think it's gonna be Big T. And I really hate that. I'm gonna pick Big T actually because I really hate the agenda against her. You know, everybody's always like, she doesn't defend, she doesn't do this. And I'm like, when she does defend, they be calling fouls on her. And that's not to say that she doesn't defend, but if she get too serious, then she gets fouls and then she gotta sit down. So not too much on Big T. But honestly, like I said before, I feel like she's a player that like once she gets going, it's really like hard to stop her. And two, I think she works well with Enrique because she gonna go get the board, right? Like if Enrique throw up the shot, she gonna go get the board. And two, I feel like she's always like feeding confidence into Enrique. Like she doesn't need it, but like I feel like during the game, she's always like, Enrique, take the shot. Here, take the ball, or come off the screen. So them two I think really work really well together. So I'm gonna pick Big T.
My underrated player is Sevi. Um, I think, she is, it's her first year here, if I'm not mistaken. And like she learned some things and she's kind of being thrust on a team and having to be like PG1 or whatever. Um, I know we started the season thinking JC Sheldon was gonna do that, but like she came off the top rope and has filled the role, and I think she's done it well. I mean, outside of the fact that, we have the same criticism that we kind of do with most Dallas Wings players, they don't shoot as much as they could. I think she does what she needs to do for the most part. And I really like her, and I'm excited to see like as she gets more comfortable what it looks like for her because I do think she is a pretty good playmaker.
I've come a long way from being able to call this player underrated. So I'm going to take my chance and do it. It is Monique Billings.
Growth.
Yeah, this is growth. I have loved watching her play. Like I know that the Wings they've had a what looks to possibly be a lost season for them at this point because they've had so many injuries. And Monique Billings was, I believe, she was the first hardship contract that they brought in when Natasha Howard got hurt. And I mean, she stepped into that role and was doing everything that she's been asked. Like she been getting boards, she been aggressive, trying to get to the basket. Like I I appreciate this is the way that I envisioned her playing when when she was in Atlanta coming off the bench. So I'm happy for Monique Billings. So that's my underrated player.
Funny like seeing Monique play like this because she literally used to be like dragging her feet, and everybody's like, she played like this in in Atlanta, and I was like, what Monique was y'all watching? Because this
She
lady
did
got
not.
a
No,
new
she did not.
attitude. Like
No, she did not.
Chicago. My words are young and turnt. Cause them girls is going, they doing it. It's listen, they might not win a lot of games, but they are there's some good hoops over there. It's some good hoops under that mid. It's something under there. It's like I don't know. It's like it's like finding extra food at the bottom of your bag, even though like the food wasn't that good. It's like, wow, there's more food in here. That's I appreciate that. It's like, wow, okay, I like that. Chicago ain't like, and it's funny because like, the tweet, I think I seen a tweet the other day, that was like, yeah, it's funny that Chicago and Indiana, like their game broke viewership records because like they were having a mid off and
Yeah, Andrea
like
Carter said that.
yeah, so it's like it was never about is basketball exciting because or is women's basketball exciting? It was just the names because those two teams aren't that good. But like I don't know. I like watching Chicago play basketball. I mean, Angel, dear Lord, if she can make a layup, I don't know. It will get crazy over there. Chicago might be like second seed if she could score consistently. Um, Izzy, Kendi Carter, Dana. I do like. I don't think her and who else went to the bench with her?
Uh,
I mean,
Diamond.
I don't know if both of them needed to go. I feel like they would have been fine if it was just like one of them. Uh, but I feel like Dana could have stayed, but I mean she did a great job the other day off the bench. So um like Camilla has looked great since she's gotten back. The more that they develop, the more like the worse it's gonna get for everybody in the league. So I hope Angel and Camilla play together as long as they can because they absolutely should. That get along shirt has worked very well.
my my words are gonna be feed the rooks. Um, More specifically, feed Camilla because I love the way that she runs the floor on both ends, but on offense, like if she got a seal on a defender, what are you gonna do? Like that's a bucket. So I mean, there are very few interior defenders that can contend with her when she's in the correct position. I know that a lot of time, I saw somebody say that sometimes she stands like directly under the basket. So I like, but I mean, learning post position is gonna come. It's not really a big deal, especially now. This team isn't going anywhere this season, so um, I think that'll come for her. But yeah, that's trying to think. Oh, underrated player for me is Michaela Onyenwere. Please get her in the rotation somehow. Like, please give her some burn. I feel like I feel like with her playing on the wing, I think that's something that could be unlocked. Like I know that people were saying that their biggest issue was guard play. So I figured that a change would be made to put Kennedy Carter in the starting lineup. I don't think that should be permanent. I like Kennedy Carter off the bench. Um, I would not be upset to see uh Michaela starting at the three. So that's my Chicago spiel.
My underrated player is Lindsay Allen. Uh, she got a lot of flack for that one play, that one screenshot that I don't think she deserved. I mean, we talked about it last episode, but or did we? I don't know. I may have just texted y'all that and just imagined it. But yeah, people take screenshots out of context, and like I feel like there's a reason people only post screenshots and not a video. Like basketball is so fast, and especially professional leagues. Like just because you took a screenshot of a play and been like, oh, they could have passed it here. They probably could not have passed it here. At least not in the time that was needed. And like she's done very well in her role. I mean, like Swiss Army knife type shit. So, um, yeah, that is my underrated player.
It's gonna be youth movement. Um, and I'm glad they're kind of committed to it, honestly. I feel like we need to the point about Dana, I definitely think she, she's going through some growing pains, but I think they need to like let her play through that. My underrated player, who and you're hilarious for being on the Lindsay Allen train. That was supposed to be me. That was supposed to be me, actually. But since she already up there, let me see. I want to say, and Mike's a good answer too, because to me, like before the season, I was like, I'm not really a fan of her game. Like, I don't know what she was doing in Phoenix. Like, she never really moved me. But her playing with Chicago and the limited minutes that she's had, like, she's moved me a little bit. So I understand. I see the vision. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Angel, and I feel like maybe that's no. I'm gonna call her underrated because I feel like when Angel gets going, the whole team gets going. And like, so it's like if she's making a bunch of mistakes, I feel like the rest of the team is making a bunch of mistakes, which isn't really good. But the fact that they're committed to the youth movement, it works because it's like they're gonna grow as a unit anyway. So it don't really matter. Nobody expects them to be good. Like they're not about to be I mean, they're not about to be like above 500. So I think it works for them. And two, I feel like we've seen Angel grow a lot this season from game to game, whether that's fouling, taking shots, defending, like just kind of playing through her mistakes. So I really look forward to seeing how she plays at the end of the season when she's seen every kind of defense and big and all that kind of stuff.
This is damn near all the best teams left in the league outside of like Connecticut. I almost second guess myself on the spelling of Phoenix.
It just looks so wrong.
They don't look right. Oh, I haven't spelled Connecticut right for the first try recently. I didn't figure that out. I know last year when we was writing stuff and doing that, the joke was killing me, but I done figured out how to spell it for real. So I'm locked in. Yeah, somebody if I did a spelling bee right now and somebody told me to spell Connecticut, I'm safe. I'm staying alive. If you put a gun to my head to spell Connecticut, I'm walking out of there tomorrow. If you tell me quesadilla, might be a different story. Phoenix. Um, oh, women winning. I don't know. It's so funny how Diana stunk last year, like stunk. Oh my goodness gracious, dude. She was bad. She was bad 2 years ago, and she looks really good this year. Like, I don't know what type of HGH she been on, or I don't know who plug she got, or
See in the hyperbolic time chamber.
she must have went to the same thing that Carmelo and LeBron got on that year that they came to the league skinny, and then had put up like career low numbers, and then they took a break, and then they both came back big. Like I don't know, but she figured it out. Like every time she shoot a three, I feel like it's going in. Um, BG balling as soon as she came back. Coretta Scott Cloud, fitting seamlessly. Uh, Kalia Copper looking like an MVP candidate. Like, dear heavens, it's looking kind of crazy over there, and I hate it because they don't deserve anything. So
I don't have a word for them because I don't like them. But if I had to, I'm only going to say this is more than 3 words, but I'm going to say thank you for ending the Liberties win streak. We really I really respect you for that. You know what I'm saying? I respect y'all for that. Yeah, that's my words.
My word is this is so let's see.
it's hard when you hate.
I know I've been so like I had so much negative to say before the season started, but like
You know?
um
And it's funny because you're the by far the most rational out of the three of us. So I know this hurt you bad.
I mean I mean I, I don't like what I don't like. I mean it is what it is. But ride the back line. In other words, feed BG because like she in rare form like from the few games that she's played like she like hasn't missed a beat and defensively you can like when a team tries to drive on them you can just funnel your matchup into the paint because they're not scoring on BG like that's and um she when she came back she just added so much and offensively offensively Mercury Man has done some things that I'm impressed with impressed with like some of the calls to off pin downs getting Kai going the screens for Diana to get her open looks I like what I've seen so I I have no hate to give at the moment. So that's good for Mercury fans. I'm sure some of y'all are good people.
You better than me. I always got hate to give. I'll find a way.
Um, underrated player.
My underrated player might be. I'll be damned if I give her credit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
My underrated player is Natasha Mack because she held them down when BG was out. And now that she's in, now that BG's back, I think she's continuing to do a good job. I would really love to see her and BG play next to each other though. Because I think Natasha is a really good rebounder. And something that I feel like the Mercury just don't rebound. If they don't make the shot, they just like whatever. Which is fine, right? But I think it'll go a long way, especially like down the stretch in close games, to have somebody be able to get um offensive boards, especially if they don't have um that lady in the game.
Um, I'm gonna go with Rebecca Allen,
Damn it.
and I think because she's played. I think she's playing 26 minutes per game this season, and currently shooting 37% from three, which is which is her best. I think that's her best mark since she was with since 2021 when she was with the Liberty. So that's been pretty big for them. Um, I kind of figured that she would be a starter because I know that she missed a couple games to start, but yeah, I think she's been a pretty important piece for them offensively. I know she doesn't score a bunch. Like I think she's only averaging 7 points a game, but the spacing there is important.
Oh, my underrated player is going to be Natasha Cloud. Um, she I think she's probably the most underrated offseason acquisition. I mean, Talia is definitely the most important, but like the way she play makes for everybody else, uh, and plays defense, and like I think she just makes it easier for everyone. And yeah, they probably needed somebody like that for a minute, like was willing to just do the dirty work. Uh, and what do the dirty work, make passes, hit threes every now and then, score every now and then. Like she does it all for them. So that is my underrated player. New York, about damn time. Outside of the game they blew last night. I mean, they just look really good. This is the best they've looked since they've got together. Um, this is the best that Liberty have looked since like ever. Um, outside of like them runs in the early 2000s, like Becky Hammond type shit. So I don't know. They look very good. Brianna Stewart is getting back to form. Um, she was arguably like the third best player on the team during the early parts of the year, and like she reclaiming her title as number one white girl on the team. Um, Jonquel Jones looks like an MVP candidate. She's arguably the best player on the team right now, and I think they're at their best when she is uh the best player, if not like 1B. She does not need to be 2 or 3. I think that's when they struggle, especially if she's third. If she's looked like the third best player on the court or on her team, it's not looking good. Um, Sabrina has decided to embrace pop that midi, and she's diversified her offense, and I think that has paid so much dividends for the whole team because she's a lot less predictable. Um, Benaj Delaney is just Benaj Delaney. Um, I hope Courtney Vandersloot is okay. She has been out for personal reasons for quite some time, so I do hope she's okay. Um, but yeah, that is a very good team in New York that I wish the worst for. So all props to them for now.
Um, JJ MVP tour. That was my word because she want that shit bad. Like she coming out there showing out. Like this is probably this is probably the best I've seen her play. And I was watching her play when she won MVP with Connecticut. Like she just like she has been so dominant. Like she's been with like she's been more willing to shoot from the outside, and she's always been dominant in the paint. She's playing defense. Like she's done everything that she's done everything that you can ask. And like Don was like he said earlier and was alluding to, last year she didn't really look comfortable. Like she was comfortably the third option, and that's just that's not the recipe for them to be successful. Like I'm glad that she's more comfortable now, embracing the role that she's in and performing at such a high level. And yeah, they they're playing at the level that people were expecting them to play at last year.
They bored because I'm a hater. And Sandy Brondello apparently said they be losing games, or not losing games, but they be looking bad in the games because they be bored. So let's just stick with that. I don't want to see you grow. My underrated player, though, I will say, I think Kayla Thornton, even though she be doing some stuff, I'd be like, what was that about? I feel like she's done a good job, like being added to the starting lineup. I think she's done a pretty good job in like starting to. I mean, she's always aggressive, so I don't have to say that, but I think she's done a decent job. So I think KT.
Uh, my
I'm gonna
underrated. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say Benaja Laney or Benaja Laney Hamilton. I'm sorry. Um, it's
That shit hurt my heart.
it's the defense. Like it's the defense. I'm like offensively she's playing at about the level she played at last year. She's not shooting quite as well from three, but that's not a big deal. Um, she's been willing to take the best perimeter player on the other team, which is what they've been asking. They need that point of attack stopper defensively, and she's been that. So, and it's not really a surprise. I mean, I, she finished. She made an all defensive team last year. She was She was a DPOY candidate, so it's to be expected. But for a team that has, you know, they trying to win the title, they missed it last year, so they trying to get back to that, and she's gonna be a key part in that.
My underrated player is, and I feel like I'm going to say her name wrong. Is it Leonie? Leon?
Peebich.
Phoebich, yes. Um, people have had to step up with Courtney Vandersloot being out, and like, you know, as and then what's that girl name that playing in France now? That was on the team last year. Um,
Like Marie.
yeah, Johannes, she's out, like not like injured, but playing in France. And you know, we talked about how they didn't really add much, but she's looking like much right now. I know she cooked the fuck out of us. She had 7 points and it felt like 20. Um, and like I just think she's doing what she needs to do for them to be successful, not too much, not too little. Like she's doing what she's got to do. So I think she's slid in there very well. Um, I hope that this run without Courtney Vandersloot is helping instill like confidence in her to do what she needs to do. So when Courtney Vandersloot comes back in, um, but yeah, I like her. She's very good.
And to Courtney Vandersloot is okay. She's been out for like personal reasons, and I mean, we don't really need to know, but like it's been a little minute. So I mean,
Yeah,
I hope
she's been
she's all
out.
right.
She has not played in quite some time. One last spin. What Joe Biden say? Minnesota.
Minnesota!
What?
You ain't never seen that?
No.
Send it to you. I will send it to you.
I'll probably put it on here so other people don't think I'm crazy when they watch this. But yeah, Minnesota. What am I saying? What are we doing for them? Um, I'm gonna say sorry for forgetting because I know we be forgetting about your ass in a lot of conversations. I know Phoebe having MVP caliber seasons, and she be kind of like, we'll talk about you later. Um, Her husband be having to defend her on social media. I get it. She, I would too. I get it. But yeah, they are showing why they're a top team, and like I had them in the middle of the pack this year, just because I didn't really know what to expect from them. But they're doing all the little things they need to do to be successful, and I'm sure no one is going to want to play them when it's time to get to that bread.
Let's see.
Low key.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say the words from Minnesota is "shut me up" because that's what they did. Because I had their asses at number 9 on my rankings for the preseason, and they out here looking like the best team in the league, or at least in the top 3. So they, I mean, they firing on all cylinders. I don't know if Caleb McBride is gonna miss a 3 ever again. So like like just been incredible. Nafisa Collier playing at an MVP level. This is going to be a near impossible MVP race. Which this one is like last year's was already wild. This one is looking to be in the same vein at the very least. Um, and I know that Minnesota, New York, the Commissioner's Cup is already set, so that's going to be a very fun game. And yeah, they just I think I might. I mean, I want to say Minnesota has the number 1 defense. They're second. Connecticut is 1. But so I mean yeah, they've been locked in.
I have two separate words. My first one was I believed in you. My second one though is like
That was
turnover
four.
or whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I believed in you. My second one though is turnover city. Minnesota is the funniest team alive because they will literally turn the ball over like 15 times and then turn around and get 15 steals. Like, sister, I understand that you like I don't know what's happening. I mean, it makes up for itself, right? It's fine. Like you got the ball back, but like, did we really have to do that in the first place? Um, so they're funny and I like them. I didn't expect, I mean, I had them at 6 in my like rankings. Um, but I feel like they might be inching for a 4. What right now they're 3 or
They
are they 3
are
4?
yeah. Yeah, they are third. They're a half game behind the Liberty.
Okay, yeah. So a little higher than what I expected, but I don't know. I think they're doing really good. And my underrated player is actually gonna be Courtney Williams. Um, because I feel like she was like the perfect pickup for them. And two, I love Courtney Williams as a point guard. I know like I feel like that's like not her natural position, but I feel like she plays really well with Fee and Alana and like those three I think play really well together. So Courtney Williams.
Um, my underrated player is going to be Atlanta Smith.
Damn it.
I when we did the preview about free agency, I was like, Atlanta Smith just made herself a bunch of money. And then for Minnesota to bring her in and for them to be starting her at center, which I was not expecting, and she is averaging 12 points a game and shooting almost 52% from the field, which is the highest mark of her career. Which I know she started last year with Chicago, but um she's taken a career high in field goal attempts she's shooting 43% from three, which is a huge jump. She never shot even 30% before this. So um she's been a pretty big part of the leap that they've made. So I want to give her credit.
Minnesota has 6 players shooting over 40% from three.
which is
Now,
insane.
I mean, I'm not gonna act like everybody taking hell of attempts, but still, that's a lot of people. Taylor McBride is averaging shooting 50% from three on 7 attempts per game. Um,
Yeah.
Cecilia is 46.2 on 2 attempts per game. Alana Smith is 44 on 3 attempts per game. Bridget Carlton is 42.6 on 5 attempts per game. And then Peely is 40% on 1 attempt per game. And then Dorka is 40% on 1 attempt per game. It's funny because like Nafisa is taking three and she's averaging 30% from the field, which like is not the greatest, but I mean it's not particularly good, but like I don't know that it feels like she's shooting better than that, and I feel like she I don't know that's about her average, but it's like I don't know it. She shot 40% from three. She shot 36% from three her freshman year, or yeah, and 40% from three the year after that. And then she shot under 30% every year after that, which I wouldn't have really expected from her. Because it don't feel like that. But that's just about the process. So um if it look good and it feel good, you do what you gotta do. Um I'm gonna be shameless and I'm going to say my underrated player is going to be Nafisa Collier. I mean, one, y'all stole my players, especially Jay. Two, we just forget about you all the time, girl. I'm sorry. It was we making our top performances list, and we'd be like, damn, Nafisa did have 8 steals the other day. We should probably put her on this list. Um, or we'll be like, damn, she did have 30 something. We got to put her on this list. And she's I don't know, she just sometimes she just be the last addition on there, and it don't be her fault. So um she's just so good, and it feels like normal. Um, so yeah, I'm very impressed with her all the time. Um,
And I will say, I just recently found out that Fee is only 6'1", and I feel like honestly that makes her like even more amazing because why are you 6'1" banging with H. Wilson? Like, go get on the perimeter. What are you doing? Um,
she's
you
six
know.
one, averaging 10 rebounds a game.
Literally, like there was a stretch of games where she was like she had like 9 rebounds at the half. I was like, girl,
She might be I don't really like cross NBA, WNBA comparison. She might be Charles Barkley.
holler. They did say her arms
She
are really long.
Because
yeah,
Charles
she
Barkley
definitely she's like she plays so much bigger.
because Charles Barkley was
Like it's
little.
Charles Barkley was like 6'4", playing power forward.
In an era where power forwards was 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", banging, and you could not tell he was one of the shortest people on the court. And I ain't never been able to tell Nafisa was 6'1".
Like I knew that, but I yeah had no clue.
And unfortunately, Las Vegas. The good news is
Chelsea Gray, come on
Chelsea
down.
Gray, yeah, she's coming back today, so we'll see how that is. Um, by next episode, we'll talk about her debut and all that. But I'm excited about that. Um, as far as 3 words,
Fix the defense. Those are my 3 words.
my three
Cause
words are oh, go ahead, sorry.
I just watching them defend gives me a headache. sometimes. Like, like it's looking at this defense compared to last year's, and I know that Chelsea Gray has been out. I know that she she's like similar to the way that she reads the floor on offense, she reads the floor on defense. So she can tell um what motions the other team is trying to get into. But like they play like so far their defenses look like I don't trust who's behind me. Or or it's like Asia saying, I don't trust who's in front of me to make this stop. So I'm gonna help out. So when Asia switches to help, somebody's cutting. So now that's a bucket. Like it's gonna be fine. This is Becky Hammond's defensive philosophy, but it's the most frustrating part of watching the Aces play for me this season.
My
And it's funny
through
because I mean they've had it's funny because they've like had great performances and we've had at least one Aces player as a top performer every week. But yeah, it's like
Give me
sometimes the defense is an adventure. So yeah.
my three words are please help Asia. Please help Asia. Lord, I'm begging. Please help Asia. For Juneteenth, I need one of the white girls on that team to hit some threes. The fact that the first win we got in a grip was because Jackie Young had 21 and a quarter. And Lord knows if she didn't, we probably would have lost by damn 20. I don't know, man. Asia might end the year with the greatest scoring season from a points per game perspective and the greatest rebounding season on a rebounds per game perspective. And she could very well not get MVP because the team is just not winning enough games. And that would be very, very nasty. Um, like it's gonna get super nasty. Um, yeah. Jackie coming off of sickness, so you know, I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt, especially with the start she had. I mean, it'd be it'd be like that sometimes. But Kelsey Plum, I'm looking at you, sister. You taking the most attempts you done ever attempted in your life per game since you got into the league, and you shooting career lows. I can't have that. Um, Meg and Pancake, we brought you in here to make some shots. I ain't seen it since you got here. Um, Kia, you better shoot that damn ball. Um, Tiffany, um, yeah, Tiffany Hayes. I can't. You ain't really done nothing wrong since you got here. I can't say that about you. You all right with me. You on the good side right now. Everybody else in the doghouse except you right now. And of course Chelsea Gray because you have and Kate Martin. Um, so if your name is not Asia Wilson, Tiffany Hayes, Kate Martin, Jackie Young, or Chelsea Gray, did I already say Chelsea Gray?
You did.
Chelsea Gray, Kate Martin, Tiffany Hayes, Asia Wilson, and damn Jackie. Wait, no, did I already say Jackie Young again?
We get it. If your
You
name is
did.
AP, Alicia, Kia,
Yeah,
get it together. If
yeah,
they
Yeah.
yeah. That's all I need. That's all. Yeah. Everybody else figure it out. Um, Unfortunately, Alicia Clark is in the white women need to get it together, and until further notice, when she get right, she can come back. But for Juneteenth, I need her to show out.
I am going to continue my agenda and say, put in Sydney because I'm sick of this. She's their only other facilitator, like a true facilitator. So I just feel like, and when they played the Liberty, when Asia sat down, Sydney was in the game, and they actually kind of started to go on a run. And I was like, oh my God, Asia not even on the floor. How are they doing this? Oh, the answer was Sydney Colson. So I think she needs to get more minutes. I mean, I know Chelsea's coming back. Um, so that kind of shifts things around. And I think that kind of helps Alicia and Kia kind of get back to their roles. But still, I would still like to see Sid play anyway. Like, they be making it like we know she's not a scrub. Well, I know she's not a scrub, but I feel like the internet don't know she's a scrub because every 3 business weeks I have to get up there and be like, Sydney Colson is the reason why they won the finals. She was plus 17, respect her. And then people be like, yeah, you're right. And then it's a cycle. So we gotta do something different. Becky, you need to help me. Help me help you.
My underrated player, dude, none of them deserve nothing. Like honestly. I should be real shameless to say Asia, but because no matter how good you think she is, she better. But I'm going to say I know Jermaine want to say Sid, so I'm not gonna take Sid from her. You can make the face if you want. I know you.
You
Uh,
don't, respectfully.
I think I might say Kia. I mean, Lord knows she get on my nerves not shooting.
Yeah.
She might be in my doghouse, but she got on my nerves not shooting. But like defensively, she plays her role very well. Like Asia and Kia are still a very great back line. Like it's not really their fault that the Aces decided to just be Matador this year. Um, but I think they hold down the fort on that end as best as they can. Um, and then like this is such like a switching league, and the Aces switch so often. Like she be having to guard players on the perimeter and all this little stuff. So like, you know, um, I might talk about a little shit every now and then, but I respect Kia Stokes in this house. She's still in the doghouse though, so she's outside of the house that I respect her in. But
Um, I'm similar where I don't really like not really sure who deserves to be considered underrated, but I guess I'm gonna go with Alicia Clark though. Um, mostly because mostly because of the spacing that she provides. She's shooting 43% from three on all not quite 4 attempts per game, but pretty close to it, shooting about 43%. So I will give her credit for that. Asia Wilson is also shooting almost 44%. I mean, she's not taking a bunch of them, but it's just the fact that she's willing to step out there and do that. Um, I will give her some credit for that. Obviously, she's not underrated. She's an MVP candidate. And she might be the favorite, even with the Aces being 500. So that's kind of a testament to how well she's been playing. But yeah, that's who I'm gonna go with.
Underrated player. I don't even be watching the Aces play basketball. I'm not gonna lie to you. They stress me out. I don't want to. I don't like seeing them lose. My underrated player. I feel like I should pick Tiffany Hayes because like the numbers are on her side, but I feel like she's like AP in the same way that like if you give her the ball, she gonna instead of shooting the ball, she's going to drive downhill. She don't care who down there already. She just gonna do it. Um, and that's just so chaotic to me. But you know what? I gotta let her have it because you know it works most of the time. Until it doesn't. So yeah, I'm just go ahead and give it the tip.
Oh, you subverting expectations?
On what?
You subverting
Figured she was.
expectations?
I figured it wasn't gonna be said because she don't play.
She if Becky Hammond could respect me in my mind, I feel like they will have a better record.
Maybe
I'm
she'll
just
play.
saying.
Maybe she'll play against the Storm.
You've been stressing me out because it's like, why would you put like you know KP is not no facilitator. That lady can't. She's not. That's not her strong suit, and it's okay. That's okay. Jackie was doing good though, but like
KP is everything wrong that people think is wrong with Enrique. Like
you know what? You
I
The difference is, yeah, the difference is, Enrique doesn't play with Asia Wilson.
that's
So
my dude. I tweeted this the other day. I'm like, Enrique don't play. I'm not gonna say she don't play with nobody but she don't play with nobody better than her. Kelsey Plum play with at least 2 to 3 people better than her on the any given basis, and she still be shooting the hell out that ball. Why are you doing that?
like it's really no reason why you should be like at a like career high shot attempts this year of all years. Like if you did that shit last year, okay, maybe. But Asia Wilson is having like a career like season. There is no reason for this year for you to be doing that. Like I'm so sorry, that don't make no sense.
Yeah, it's like people were like, yeah, Enrique didn't make the team because she wasn't gonna pass the ball, and it's like, nigga, do you see Kelsey Plum? Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, so yeah, that's what I don't know. She's derogatory.
Right.
That's I respect her a lot though. She's like a very nice lady, and I know they love her, and like she's good at basketball. It's just funny to like watch her play, and like she just fucks up the whole game, and then she'll end up with 20 points.
I feel like she just like randomly like she'll be playing bad and then all of a sudden she's like doing something really good. And now you're like kind of confused because you're like, well, she ended the game kind of good. So did she have a good game or did she not have a good game? I don't know whose side I'm on.
Well, I guess the last thing we talk about is the All-Star. Um, uh, so we voting the lead in.
You niggas better be voting
absolutely,
Aaliyah in.
I definitely am because the one day that I didn't, the the uh the Fever played the Dream and Aaliyah Boston ate us alive, and that was her way of telling me, I see you, nigga, I see you, and I owe her an apology. So I will show my gratitude by including her on every ballot from here on out.
That shit was so funny because that day they was like Aaliyah Boston, you know, I was like, oh my God, Aaliyah going off. And they was like, look who on her. And I'm like, well, Tina is defending her. Like, Tina's not a bad defender. Like, why we treat Tina Charles like she fucking fool? But like, Aaliyah was eating her ass up. And then they put Cheyenne on her and she was really eating her ass up. So it was just like, there's really no way to win, but I was really cracking up because I was like, Tina's not, what do we need? Because
Yeah, I
Tina,
just yeah, we just ain't have it. Like none of the bigs could do anything with her. Which I mean, it's a testament to her. I think she's one of the I think she's one of the best post scorers in the league. Like became that the day she stepped in it. So um she's definitely earned that. But yeah, it was rough. Like they benched Tina and went to Cheyenne, and I mean, it didn't matter too much. Like it was the damage had already been done. So, but yeah, kudos to her.
I need the WNBA to take off the niggas that are on the Olympic roster already because again, people are wasting votes on them. Or I don't know what the incentives are, so maybe that's what it is. Um, uh,
Yeah, it's kind of confusing to me too. I haven't voted for any Olympians because they're gonna be in the game, but maybe they need people to still vote for them. So I don't know.
Enrique uh is definitely going. Um, De'Erica's definitely going. Uh, I just feel like Caitlin is probably just about to make it off of the stream. Uh, like they'll probably die before she not on in the All-Star game. Um, um,
I kind I kind of hate it because they have. I kind of hate how they do it because it's like they pick the 6 front court people and 4 guards, because Rikia is a part of the front court people, and I'm like, I really want to pick Rikia, but after I pick Aaliyah, Ezzy, and DB and Bree Jones, it started getting funny because I'm like, I kind of need to support Nalissa, but it's like, it'd be kind of crazy if NECA don't make it, and then who else have you? Atlanta, like she deserves a spot. So I don't know. Oh, and I pick Angel every day too. So it's like I really don't have no space for her, but like she really should be there.
Yeah, I just executively decided that I'm not gonna vote for no rookies, even because it's like it it's too it's too much. It is because it's just like I can't. It's too many of y'all that I would like to see that I just can't. So I haven't voted for any rookies. So
they got to get it out the mud. Y'all ain't stepping. None of the rookies are stepping like Aaliyah did last year, and
like
that's kind of
none
my
of the rookies
criteria for.
none of the rookies are stepping like Ryan Howard did in 2022.
That's my criteria for making the All-Star in your rookie year. Like, are you stepping like Aaliyah? Are you stepping like Ryan? Can't nobody step like Candace, so that wouldn't be fair. Are you stepping like Asia, Candace Parker? Like these type of people that are making the All-Star team in their rookie year. Like, I don't know. Ryan was stepped on the court averaging like 18 something and was leading the team, and
Yeah.
Aaliyah had the best field goal percentage in the league or something like that her first season. Like, and she was the focal point of that offense. Like leading the league in field goal percentage, and everybody knew he was getting the ball is crazy. Um, so yeah, I don't know. This rookie class is very good, but I think they're good, really good as a collective, and not necessarily like one player is supreme. Can
I
make it
think
that
the
way.
funny I think the funny thing about the rookie class is that like they're so up and down. Like Caitlin will have like a 30 piece one day and then she'll turn around and have 3 points. And it's like, points isn't everything, but Angela do the same shit, right? She had the game where she put up 20 and 10 and then she turned and shot 8 for 12 or whatever. And then she turned around and she put up, 10 and 10, but she shot 3 for 11. Like all these like Rakia even like she'll put up 17 on 5 for 7 shooting, and then she'll turn around and she'll put up 4 points. So they're all like really up and down, which you kind of I feel like is normal for a rookie. Like you don't expect them to be as consistent as we've seen like Aaliyah and Ryan and these upper echelon players, but like they're also super up and down, and it's just funny because it's like you'd be like, yes, they're a great player, and then you turn around and you'd be like, she had 2 points and she played 25 minutes. Like, was she even out there doing anything? Um, so I don't know. I think it helps you put into perspective too, like what a rookie should look like, especially one that's getting a lot of time.
Well, is there anything else on the agenda?
Three v
The
three.
only yeah, I was gonna say the only other thing would be it people are expecting Dearica Hamby to be selected to the 3v3 team to replace Cameron Brink.
I was looking at that list I sent y'all, and on this list, Lene Harper is really good. Maddie Scott is pretty good. Lucy Olson, obviously, I'm always very pro Lucy, so I would love to see her. But Christina Dawes, she's pretty good too. But they're all like college players, so I feel like Dearica is like the obvious choice of this list. Her or Lene, but I don't think Lene is as big as Dearica. So I feel like though, like she's like the obvious choice, especially since I don't know where Leash is on this list, but then that would be who? They would have what? Haley Run, and Sierra. So
Mhm.
they probably need another big. And so
A
I feel like
big, yeah.
yeah.
I feel like it'll probably be Dearica just because they wanna try to supplement some of the size that you get from Cam.
Dearica just played
Plus she
big
won
as
the
hell.
plus she won gold with them before. So
We all wish the girls well. Again, wishing Cam well, because Lord knows that is a absolutely devastating injury. But we know she'll come back better than ever. And things will work out like they're supposed to. So we wish the girls well for the Olympics, whether that's 3v3, 5-on-5. I know the All-Star game will be fun no matter who makes it. I know there's always going to be a conversation on snubs, so I'm sure we'll end up talking about that. But please make sure you're voting. Because if you don't vote and you complain about who didn't get in or who was supposed to make it or who didn't, you need to leave that at home because you didn't help. Um, so yeah, uh, is that everything?
I believe so.
Well, this has been another episode of Pull Up 3. I appreciate Jermaine for recommending the format that we did because that was fun. We'll have to do that again. Uh, and yeah, so big thanks. But yeah, I am Paragon Don,
I am Trey.
And I'm J Trent.
and we are out.